As most of you are aware, this upcoming weekend will be the final weekend at the current Auto Club Speedway. They are going to convert the 2-mile racetrack down to a half-mile short track. Auto Club was built in 1997, I believe, for about $125 million. Well, NASCAR's wanted more short tracks, or at least the fans have wanted more short tracks, and NASCAR has decided to convert Auto Club into a short track. That decision was made within the last couple of years, but the plan has continuously been pushed back just due to whether it be COVID or whether it be other issues. But finally, NASCAR is going to convert Auto Club into a short track after this weekend. The track, I'm assuming, will be torn down, destroyed, whatever they got to do to turn it into a short track. There has been some pushback from some fans who, after last year's incredible race at the 2-mile track, say, oh, we want to keep it, turn something else into a short track. But ultimately, NASCAR is deciding to turn it into a half-mile short track. So this is going to be the last weekend. There will be no Auto Club in 2024, maybe not even Auto Club in 2025. But we have more details on what is happening to the surrounding area. So, as I've said probably 5 or 10 times already, Auto Club is being converted to a short track. But what about everything else? A 2-mile racetrack is pretty long for all the way around, but there's a lot of land area within the racetrack itself, the infield campgrounds, the pits, the media center, the garages, all that stuff. That's a lot of land within. And then you also have to factor in the parking outside of the racetrack. You have to factor in the fan zone. All this stuff takes up a lot of space, a lot of acres, and you're reducing it down now to a half-mile racetrack with a lot less infield area, a lot less garage area, which means a lot less seating, a lot less fan zone stuff, really. So they are very much doing this to it. It's like when you get a soda can and you crush it. Maybe that's not the perfect analogy, but you get my point. They're getting something that they currently have, they're making it really big, and they're shrinking it by a lot. Well, some reports came out from Adam Stern today about the future of the surrounding area. And I now understand why NASCAR is selling the area and why they decided to choose this track to be a short track. Prepare for some big numbers here, folks. Documents filed with San Bernardino County suggest that NASCAR sold the plot of land on the site of Auto Club Speedway for an estimated $544 million. That is a big number. NASCAR plans to reinvest proceeds into the fan experience / schedule evolution / paying down ISC debt. So, NASCAR is getting a lot of money for the surrounding area, whoever they sold it to, whether it's neighborhoods, real estate agency, whether it's warehouses like Texas Motor Speedway. I live like 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, depending on the traffic, away from there. In the past 5 years or so, they've started adding a lot of warehouses around the track. There had already been a couple, but there have been a lot more that have popped up over the last couple of years. So I don't know if NASCAR previously owned that area, but warehouses seem to go up around racetracks, I guess. That's just a random example, but there might be warehouses. I remember when I went to Kansas last year, there were some warehouses near the racetrack. So I guess warehouses and racetracks just go together well. But I don't know who exactly it has been sold to, the surrounding area. As I said, it could be neighborhoods, it could be businesses, it could be, I don't know. But Southern California land is quite expensive. And in case you were wondering, this backs it up. NASCAR is selling the area around for a lot of money. $544 million. That is a lot of money. I may get some backlash for this, but I understand it. Sure, I'm a little sad to see Auto Club go. I've been watching NASCAR for 13 years. This is the only Auto Club I've known. This one right here, the 2-mile racetrack. I've seen a lot of iconic moments. The 2013 finish where Logano and Hamlin wrecked each other and Kyle Busch went on to win. The fight between Tony Stewart and Logano. What else has happened at Auto Club? Didn't Kyle Busch get his 200th win there? Last year, the incident between Larson and Elliott. Harvick and Johnson had a great finish there in 2011, I want to say, back when Harvick was in the 29 car. I mean, there have been some pretty epic Auto Club moments. Plus, it's such a fun track to drive in NASCAR 2011, the game on the Wii, as I'm sure all of you guys know, because everyone has played that game on the Wii. Jokes aside, I'm going to miss the track. But look what NASCAR's doing with the money. They are not just going to take the money and sit on it. They're going to invest it into racetracks. Maybe it's just Auto Club, the new short track. Maybe it's multiple tracks. But NASCAR owns ISC now. ISC, they own basically the non-SMI tracks. So the SMI tracks, to sum it up really quick, SMI is anything that ends with a motor speedway and then also Sonoma. So Texas Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, tracks like that, and then Sonoma is in there. And they don't own Circuit of the Americas, but for the NASCAR weekend, they run and operate the Circuit of the Americas race. So SMI owns those tracks, and ISC owns everything that now NASCAR owns. So NASCAR owns ISC, who owns Talladega, Daytona, Homestead, Auto Club, Michigan, all the other racetracks, Watkins Glen. As my computer shuts off, I wasn't paying attention to that. Sorry for the random blank screen. Anyways, NASCAR/ISC owns all those racetracks. So NASCAR, it seems like they are going to be pouring this money into their own facilities. And then also, as it said here, schedule evolution once again. There have been lots of rumors, reports about NASCAR expanding their schedule, not just beyond the normal schedule, which is mostly east and south, but west. Denver is one of the locations being looked at, but also out of country, Canada and Mexico. So NASCAR could invest some money into going to a racetrack in Mexico or Canada, spending that money, paying to rent out a facility basically for a weekend, or hiring staff, whatever they need to do if they want to go to Mexico or Canada, whether that's kind of a LA Coliseum idea, running, a bunch of cars in a stadium in one of those countries, or whether it be running a circuit that has already been built, whether that be oval or road course. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go to a new track, and that's what they use this money for. But for the fan experience, lots of tracks have been changing their fan experiences in the last half decade or so. Talladega in 2019 had a huge renovation at their infield garage experience area. It has been modernized. It has been completely fan-made. In fact, fans are basically allowed in victory lane now. Sure, they can't go up and give the driver a hug or anything, but they're right there, right next to all the celebrations. They're right there next to the garage, literally feet away from the cars. There's a giant area where you can get food, drinks, whatever you want. They have a bunch of fun activities in the garage area. They got cornhole. They got a little Talladega Nights cutout car with Karen, the mountain lion, cougar, whatever it's called, in the car. They have a bunch of stuff for the fans, and a lot of racetracks have followed suit. Las Vegas has renovated their garage experience. I believe Phoenix has renovated their garage experience. Daytona might have also, but a lot of these tracks have been renovating their garage experiences. And it looks like with that big, fat $544 million check, NASCAR is going to reinvest in itself. Obviously, you would expect them to, but they are telling you, or they are expected to, pour into the fan experience, which is great. The fans are what make the sport. Without the fans, they don't get viewership, they don't get ticket sales, they don't have passionate fans who will buy the t-shirts and the hats, like me, because I buy a bunch of t-shirts and hats, because I got nothing else to do. Anyways, point being, NASCAR is smartly using this money. Yes, right now people may be upset about Auto Club going. Maybe the short track's a success though. And in the long run, this could be a good decision for NASCAR. This money could be reinvested into fan facilities, and fans could want to go to the racetrack more. They could want to spend the extra $80, $90, $100 on the garage experience because it's that much better than what it used to be. The fan experience could make the difference. It could pull in new fans. So you never know. So sure, right now I think we have a right to be upset or, you know, a little sad that Auto Club is going. But at the same time, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think NASCAR is using that big fat number in a good way. So yes, I am upset to see the 2 Mile Auto Club go, but there is a bright side, is what I'm saying. That's the point of this video, to tell you, despite what you think of what they're doing to Auto Club, there is a bright side in all of this. NASCAR has made a profit on this track, it seems like. They are going to be selling a lot of land for a lot of money, over $500 million. So I'm curious to see what they do with this money specifically, to see if they invest it out of country, going to Mexico or Canada, making a street course in like Denver, I don't know. Or if they just end up revamping all the garage experiences for tracks they haven't done. Obviously, you can't do every single one, but seeing which ones they pick. You know, what tracks would they pick to revamp the garage experience? So thanks for watching. That's all the information I have for you today. Auto Club has been the talk all week. Obviously, it's Auto Club race week, but also the final race at the 2 Mile track, which is on Sunday. Tomorrow, I will be making my race preview for the final race at Auto Club. So tragic, I know. Who's going to win? Who's going to run well? We're going to look at that. It's the first real race of the season because, of course, Daytona is a restrictor plate race. This is where the teams finally get to showcase. This is kind of where we figure out who's going to be the contenders this year. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Auto Club, one last time at the 2 Miler.